Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and wanted to, before we get going, remember, go to daixrp.com to join the Patreon, or click the join button right here below this. Yesterday, the Ripple, the XRP markets report came out. I'm going to go over that a little bit in this video, but then in the group, I'm going to go more in depth, or summarize the thing, and then give you some interesting projections based on the report having to do with XRP. Okay, so let's move along. Now, remember, folks, right now, I know everybody out there feels like, oh, it's never going to happen, it's never going to happen. But I can tell you, having been through at least, I've been through every bull and bear market in crypto since around 2013. And I can tell you one thing, or two things. One, every single time it felt just like this before the run. Every single time. Like it's never going to happen and da-da-da. And then it did happen. Every single time. The other thing I can tell you is that once the bull run does happen, this is what you're going to be going through on all the exchanges, which is why I partnered with Caleb and Brown.
It heats up. We're hearing the same frustrations over and over. Clients locked out of accounts, withdrawal limits suddenly set to $0, and repetitive verification demands. Sound familiar? Your funds should always be accessible when you need them. Finding human support feels like a maze. Just automated replies, endless waits, and silence when the market can move 100% in days. Tired of hidden fees or receiving the wrong coins after withdrawals? Imagine expecting to receive one token but getting another, and then having to pay fees to swap it back over. We've actually seen some exchanges swap ERC20 tokens directly into Ethereum and Stellar tokens into XLM when withdrawn, always with additional fees, of course. These issues might go unnoticed when the market is quiet, but during peak times, they're a nightmare. Platforms freezing during high volatility leave traders unable to access their funds when they need them most. At Caleb and Brown, you'll never face downtime. Our services are always online and ready, no matter how volatile the market goes. We believe cryptocurrency should work for you and not against you. With us, you have access to a personal cryptocurrency broker with a 24/7 team surrounding them. No automated responses, no endless wait times, just real human support when you need it most. We have no withdrawal fees and no hidden costs. You can move your coins at no cost anytime you need to. Plus, no custody costs and certainly no dynamic spreads. Two sneaky expenses we are seeing in the market during this bull run. At Caleb & Brown, what you see is what you get. Transparent fees only on the trades you make, no surprises. We're the world's leading cryptocurrency brokerage, existing for over 8 years. Join Caleb & Brown today.
And that's Jake Boyle, who will be at XRP Las Vegas. So if you want to open a Caleb and Brown account, I've partnered with them. I'm like an affiliate. So you can go to xrpwealth589.com and it will take you right there to their site, or to my page on Caleb and Brown. You click the sign up today button. Look at this. Phil and Dom Kwok. These guys are, to me, these guys are the model for builder developers. They're enthusiastic, they're energetic, they're positive, and that's what we need more of. There's so much going on with the XRP ledger. Few understand it's one of the oldest chains, and people often dismiss it because of that. But you know what else it has? One of the biggest and best communities out there. True story. So later this month, Dom and I will be opening XRP Las Vegas, a 100% community-run conference. True story. Alongside other team members from Ripple. And you know what else? We'll also be hosting a Shark Tank pitch competition for the best XRP ledger ideas. See you in Vegas. They've got $25,000 in prizes, by the way. And then here's his brother. Very excited to open XRP Las Vegas this year. Join Phil and me for keynote at 10 a.m. on day one. See you all in Vegas. Go to xrplasvegas.com to get your tickets. Okay, market's boring. We're down to 2.92 trillion. XRP's at 210. We go below 2 and I'm going to start buying again. So there's not much there. And here, this is from Dom as well. 20 plus trillion. That's how much capital would be coming into crypto. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce just announced the attendees of the next crypto roundtable focused on tokenization, moving assets on chain. And TradFi's biggest players are coming to discuss moving their assets on chain, including Robbie Mitchnick, formerly of Ripple, who literally wrote helped Susan Athey write the XRP valuation model back in 2018. Head of digital assets at BlackRock, which manages 11.6 trillion. Cynthia Lowe-Bassett, head of digital assets Fidelity, 4.9 trillion assets under management. Sandy Call, SVP Franklin Templeton, 1.5 trillion assets under management. Christine Moy, partner Apollo, 512 billion assets under management. You getting the picture? The start of 2025 saw major momentum for Ripple, XRP, and the broader crypto industry. Q1 2025 XRP markets report is here. Highlights: SEC and Ripple reached an agreement to end the lawsuit. Hidden Road acquired one for $1.25 billion to scale XRPL and RLUSD. Institutional demand rises. XRP-based investment products. U.S. policy shifts signals more clarity, more opportunity. Starting in Q2, the XRP markets report is evolving. We will continue to be transparent and share relevant updates on Ripple and XRP-related announcements through the official channels. And then Brad Garlinghouse came in. Q1 25 was an incredible quarter for Ripple with our acquisition of Hidden Road and into the SEC case, not to mention institutional interest in XRP ETPs globally. Moving forward, XRP markets report will look different, a little different. As some may remember, the objective of publishing these reports started in 2017 was transparency into Ripple's holdings of XRP, which unfortunately was then used against us by the SEC and others. Others needs to be highlighted. Our commitment to transparency doesn't change with this evolution. We will continue to publish our XRP holdings on Ripple at this Ripple/XRP. Ripple and XRP related ongoing updates will also be shared through existing social channels rather than collated for single end of quarter update. So they're changing a few things. Then yesterday, Gemini adds RLUSD. Ripple RLUSD is now available trading on Gemini. Deposits, withdrawals available, buy, sell, and store. That's huge. Scoop Thune, one of the senators, Senate Majority Leader Thune, told offices the Senate is moving full steam ahead on the floor vote of the Genius Act this week, which is the stablecoin bill, is my understanding. Despite opposition from a key bloc of Democrats, first in PBN text, Republican leadership wants to call Democrats' bluff on stablecoins. If it is a bluff, may not be. Now, you got to see this, folks. There's some bombshells coming out today. Here, Kevin O'Leary is talking about how stablecoin bill will happen.
Will be a stablecoin bill that will allow the American dollars to be digitized all around the world. USDC, of which I'm a shareholder, so I'm just disclosing, but there's others, will get a law that says if you can prove that you can take $1 trillion and back them into a stablecoin like USDC or anything else, we can trade that all around the world. Because let me tell you something, every commodity on earth, including all those ones up in Canada, are traded in US dollars. And the cost of transferring US dollars from one country to another is prohibitive, and it's held by the banks. So Jamie Dimon never wants to see this happen because he sucks 2% out of you in fees. And so that's never gonna, if you did a USDC, it's 1 basis point of cost to move the US dollar around the world. So that's gonna happen. And I'm right about this, you just lost that one, Mooch.
Now, remember when Jamie Dimon aligned with Elizabeth Warren? Remember when Gary Gensler got on stage and says, who could do it better than Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan? And Tim Draper said you can just hear the banks panicking. Do you remember when Brad Garlinghouse said this?
When we talk about Jamie Dimon, we first have to recognize where he sits. He sits at the top of the global financial infrastructure. There are a few banks, of which JPM is certainly one, that make billions and billions of dollars of profit by virtue of that perch. 99.9% of banks don't make money in this ecosystem in terms of cross-border payments. Jamie Dimon makes a technical term of a shit ton of money by sitting there. So when I hear Jamie Dimon saying it's a fraud, I think to myself, well, of course he's going to say that. He's talking. And by the way, there's also people who conspiratorially, he's trying to talk down the price of Bitcoin so JPM can buy it. Like the idea that JP Morgan isn't actively working in the blockchain and Bitcoin space is not true. Frankly, I don't mind sharing. There are about 15 senior JP Morgan people at Ripple's offices this afternoon. Now, unless JP Morgan's going to fire them.
Does JP Diamond know that?
Apparently not. Anyway, so look, that's my thought on the whole JP Diamond thing. I do think there are people who are going to say this is, in the same manner, a very smart investor said to me, in 1997, the whole West Coast was long Amazon and the whole East Coast was shorting Amazon. We saw how that worked out. And his point was basically, look, the West Coast is obviously bullish, and there's some that are very cynical about these things, and we'll see how it works out. On the risk factor, just very briefly, because I don't want to go on too long, but I think what we have to remind ourselves that this has to come back to utility. What problem is the digital asset solving? If it's solving a real problem and it's creating value by solving that problem, then there will be value in the token. I think what's risky is there's a lot of these things, as Juan was saying, that I cannot explain why you need a token. I can't explain what the token does. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I think, unfortunately, I think that percentage, particularly in the recent ICO wave, I think that percentage is a very high percentage. I think there is going to be carnage to be had from that. And I think Grant is smarter than I am in many ways, not the least of which is on the law. But, the ICOs, regulation around, the SEC regulation around securities are designed to protect investors and...
Well, let me translate what he just said. No utility, no value, which leads us into this video. This one right here, the Bitcoin maxis are going to go nuts here, but I've been trying to tell you, I've seen this movie with the type of thing that Michael Saylor has been doing with MicroStrategy, and there are red flags everywhere. And now you don't have to hear it from me, hear it from Kevin O'Leary.
Michael Saylor is talking his book, all right? The guy sells stock and pref shares and debt and then buys Bitcoin with it. The stock trades at twice the value of the inherent Bitcoin. That smells like something that ain't gonna work long term. Just saying.
It smells like something that's gonna blow up.
I like the guy, but it has nothing to do with strategic reserve of Bitcoin, which will never happen because we'll never get buy off on a bipartisan basis.
That's two bombshells in one. This guy's calling out Michael Saylor, and he's saying the Bitcoin, let's listen to it again.
Just saying. I like the guy, but it has nothing to do with strategic reserve of Bitcoin, which will never happen because we'll never get buy off on a bipartisan basis.
No Bitcoin strategic reserve. And I think what he really means there is that they're not going to actively buy Bitcoin out there. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but he is. There's two bombshells in that video. Whoa. And then Elnor Terrett says discussion draft of market structure bill just dropped. And basically, look, folks, what I think is, now I'm not saying they're going to get rid of Bitcoin or anything, but I believe that when you get legislation, you'll very clearly see no utility, no value. And I think there's gonna be 10 to 30 of these digital assets that are basically let in the door because the infrastructure is going to be built on those. And I think that after legislation is when you're going to slowly see 99% of crypto go to zero. Not necessarily zero, but go basically out of existence. Okay, we'll go into the group now. Go to DAIXRP.com to join through the Patreon, or click the join button right below this YouTube video, any YouTube video that I've done. If you want to join through YouTube, we're going to talk about that Ripple Markets report. When I was a kid, if we didn't want to read a book, we had these things called Cliff Notes. Well, I'm going to do today's version of the Cliff Notes on that markets report, and then we're going to see projections based off of that report. What does it mean for XRP? What does it mean for an XRP price? Then I'm also going to talk about that one token that continues to intrigue me out there, and I haven't bought any yet, but I'm going to show you about it, and I'm going to tell you where I think you can get it. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.